Hello, hello. Welcome to another season of Tea With Tay Pod. It's season 3. I cannot believe that I've actually done 3 seasons of this podcast. I've missed you guys. I know that you missed me, but I had to go away to bring tea that's even hotter for this season, and I'm excited. Of course, this season is proudly sponsored by Lipton. Today, my guest is a superstar in every right of the word and a hit maker. At one point in my life, he was sort of an employer in my teens. Yeah, and it's
Crazy.
probably one of the sexiest musicians Nigeria's
You
ever
mad?
produced, right? Yes, you guessed it.
That's
It's
what I do for you.
Iyanya. That's what we did do.
I
Welcome
was
to Tea
good,
With Tay
man.
Pod. Please put your hands together for my guest.
Yo, listen, bro. I'm so proud of you, man. This is beautiful, man. I love the set. What's good, everyone, man?
Thank
It's
you,
good to be
thank
here.
you, thank
It's
you.
good to be here, man. Thank
Look
you.
at the answer. Superstar the great one now.
I don't understand.
Good to have you, my
I
Oga.
love the set, man. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
I love it.
Yeah. Hope it wasn't so hard locating this set.
Oh man,
Mm.
love it.
Love it. Anyway, welcome to Tea With Tay Pod.
Thank you.
Yeah, my first guest for the season, so
Oh, wow.
let's start off.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. You ready?
Alright. Are you nervous?
Let me ask. I know you. Are you nervous?
Me, that's right.
Okay, now, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been famous for like over a decade, like since
Yeah,
Kokiri,
yeah,
you've been famous forever. And
yeah.
it seems like we know you.
Of
Like
course, of
Nigerians
course.
know
Oh
you.
yeah, oh
But
yeah.
do we really know you? Who would you say Iyanya is? Like, let's scratch that. Who would you say Onoyom is? That's your middle name,
That's
right?
my dad's. Yeah.
But that's the name that's saying,
Yeah.
yeah. Just who's that guy?
Calm, creative, fun,
Mhm.
annoying.
Okay.
Uh, that's okay for now.
Okay, so earlier in life, you lost your family,
Yeah,
your dad, mom,
yeah.
and I think a sibling,
My brother, my
your
elder
brother.
brother. Yeah.
How old were you when?
Can't remember, man.
Yeah, this was probably your teens. Right?
Yeah.
How would you say that shaped you? I mean, growing up as an adult, also without your parents and a sibling.
I had to find my way around life. I just figure out things myself, obviously. But, I'm thankful for the people that, I grew up to meet, they kind of helped fix me too. But when I was growing up, it was just me. It was me and my brother. And then when my
Right.
brother died, it was just me in the streets, just like,
Oh, you guys were just two.
yeah, at the
Right.
time, yeah.
So who helped raise you?
Uh, my mom. Yeah, my mom. Because when my dad died, my brother died, it was just me and my mom.
Right.
And then my mom died later.
So did you have to leave a family? Did you?
My mom died after I won Project Fame.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So this was as an adult.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Tell me about growing up in Calabar. You grew up in Calabar?
Yeah, I grew up in Calabar. I grew up in Calabar Nursery Primary University, a street called Palm Street. It's the longest street in Cross River State.
Mhm.
That's where I grew up. I schooled at the government science school, not far from my house there. But my grades were quite low. So my mom was a very famous teacher.
Right.
When she heard my grades were low, she changed my school. I was in her class. It was over for me. That was it.
Oh, but I mean, your grades improved over time.
Obviously, that was it. That was it for me.
Why did you think your grades were bad? Were you distracted?
Of course.
Mhm.
Because my parents separated. I don't know why they did, but they
Right.
did. And I grew up to hear that, obviously.
Right.
Like I just grew up there, your parents are not together.
Mhm.
So I had to figure things out on my own. And when a child is not, or when a child doesn't have mentors or people, trying to put you in the right places, you're going to go astray, obviously. And I think at some point I lost myself just trying to figure out myself.
But so did music start for you from like your childhood, or when you finally got into like your teenage years, you realized that, oh, I can sing? Or how did music start for you?
Music started from church.
Right. It's always the church.
Yeah. I was a choir master at the age of 5, the children's choir.
Master.
Yeah, I was the choir master of the children's choir at the age of 5. Then from there, it was praise band to youth choir
Hmm.
to, recording jingles for politicians to singing at inter-house sports, campus,
Mhm.
raves, and all of that stuff. I've done all of that.
Also, you're famous for singing in Calabar.
Yeah, so everybody knew me in Calabar before Project Fame.
Right.
Yeah. I used to rap too.
Huh?
But when MI came, I was like, listen,
Ah, you
this
rapped.
is where we draw the line. Because somebody wrote the raps for me. It was not,
Right,
yeah. The guy
right.
just saw me, and the first thing he said to me, so you look like a rapper. I can write you some raps. I was like, let's do it.
Also, you're rapping and singing at the same time.
Yeah, of course.
But which one did you prefer more?
Singing, obviously, because that's that's from the inside.
Right, right. So how did Project Fame happen?
Wow, Project Fame. So let me tell you this. I was praying for a platform because I did my research, obviously, and I figured that for you to make it, big in the music industry,
Mhm.
you either need a label or you need a platform, you need a team. So I always prayed for that platform to help me take off, to introduce me to the world. And then Project Fame came. One day, there's a place I used to do karaoke. It's called Channel View Hotel. Still there till today. There's a lady, her name is Dinah Mary in San. One day she came to the karaoke spot where I was working and she said to me, I got this form for you. And even if you don't win, I just want you to go for it. And I took the form, I started filling it the next morning. I told the guys at Channel View that I'm about to do this. And they were like, if you go,
Mhm.
don't come back. Like, because you can't leave our job.
And
You
oh
understand? I
wow,
was controlling the bar basically. So people come to sing. And they
wow.
were like, if you leave, you can't. I mean, obviously, it's a company. You don't
Yeah,
expect
yeah.
them to wait for
Yeah,
you. But they
business,
were.
you have to make their
But
money.
I need what I knew at that moment was that if I didn't win,
There's
I
no
was
going
not
back.
sure, I was gonna get my job back. So I took that risk.
So it was a big risk for you.
Big risk.
But what do you think Project Fame was going to do for you? Were you sure about like the future of Project Fame? Even if you're not going to win, I mean, some people make it onto like the some rounds that you can get some spotlights and become artists. What was the plan for you with Project Fame? What future did you think that you had at the time when you went for Project Fame?
To win,
What if you didn't win?
I didn't think of that. I'm being very honest. I didn't think of it.
Was it overconfidence? Because like there was
It
praise in
was
your said
faith.
there was
It was
Bisola.
it was faith. Let me tell you, it was
Okay.
faith because I remember when they picked us, we were in the academy, and when you're in your zone,
Mm-hmm.
you can hear the other guys rehearsing. I was like, man,
They not rich.
no, no, no. I was like, this is crazy. Are you kidding me? You have praise, you have
Yeah.
everybody in it, and
Yeah.
then these are all
Singers.
powerful singers. I'm not even playing with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
these are dangerous singers. So I remember just sitting down there and saying, man, obviously this is not about your voice, because this guy, everybody here is,
Can't sing.
is banging. So, and then I had serious migraine. This is real talk. I had serious migraine. And I told the organizers, they gave me, I think it was one of these malaria painkillers stuff. So I remember after I took the painkiller, I remember writing on what they call the paper. I was just like,
Right.
God, if I win, I'll pay my tithes. Yeah. And I put 250 because it was 2.5. So I said, if I win, I'll pay my tithe of
250K.
250K.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put it, and I put it in my Bible.
Oh,
I
you
took a Bible
you were
in there.
praying and oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah. So I was praying and walking. So when when I won, I sharpened.
Sorry.
I remember I wrote that God, it was 2.5 million. I was like, God, if I win, I'll pay 250K with my
It's a lot of
title.
money. Mhm.
Because at that point I knew it was only God that would help me because those guys are crazy.
Yeah.
And when I won, I paid my tithe.
You did?
I did, of
Because I was
course.
gonna
Yeah,
ask.
of course I did.
Tell me, what was life after Project Fame? Because you have you're sort of famous a bit because of the
Of
show.
course,
You're
yeah.
thrown into limelight
The
immediately.
show introduced me to the world,
Yeah,
obviously.
but this is you coming from Calabar, right?
Yeah,
And you've never like Lagos was new for you. This
brand
space
new.
was new for you.
Yeah.
What was it like after?
You always think when it's easy after
Mm-hmm.
that, but I think that's where the journey began. Like, that's where my life started for real. Because I won 2.5 in a car. So I can say God was good
Mm.
to me, obviously, because that's how
Yeah.
I started.
Yes.
Some people didn't start with that. But it
Yeah.
was still tough for me because it's all about, headlining your shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I was tired of, you know, always supporting and supporting and supporting and supporting. So I had to learn what's everybody doing. Why is everybody winning? So I started listening to the albums that were trending at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I played them over and over because I came from a singing show, and that was when OGs like Timaya and Terry G were dropping Ginger Me Ginger, so nobody wanted to hear you sing at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
So I had to, find my way around it, and those albums helped me a lot. Yeah.
Because you had one single that you really sang.
That's Love Truly now. I
Yes.
won the show with
Yes.
that.
Yeah. So it meant that you had to change your sound to fit
Of
the
course. Yeah.
current sound
Of course.
in your time.
Yeah. Because I went to the organizers I went to see them after a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, "Oh, you have to do something like Terry G and Timaya." I was like, "What?"
Did you feel uncomfortable with that?
Of course. Because I was thinking,
Mm-hmm. Let me win this
we
thing now.
sang now.
Yeah.
So why
Mm-hmm.
why do I now have to do
Something
something that's
different.
not so musical?
Yeah.
But then I learned that you have to be versatile, obviously, and that's what led me to now listening to those albums, and it helped me a lot.
Ubi Franklin.
Yeah,
We cannot talk about Inyanya superstar without mentioning Ubi.
impossible.
How did that relationship start?
Wow. Shout out to Mr. Kelvin of MTN at the time.
Okay.
So I was looking for a manager, right? Well, I was looking for a manager after Project Fame. Everybody they took me to, they always had the same complaint. This boy too sing. You understand? I just sing, 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 sing. We know they look for sing, 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 sing. Bangers. Everybody wants hits.
Mm.
So they felt like it was going to be too stressful to take me on. Then Mr. Kelvin called me one day. I was like, I met this young chap, he's also he's very smart, he's trying to put himself together. I think you
Can work
guys
well
will
together.
definitely. We came and we met for the first time. That was Mr. Kelvin Orifa. God bless you.
So Ubi had no prior experience managing anybody.
No. Obi had been in the industry with Two Face and everybody. So it was, it was coming up, obviously. So
Yeah.
Mr. Kelvin met him and thought, you
This one
guys
can
will,
help,
yeah,
yeah.
you guys will, yeah.
It's amazing.
That was it.
Because you guys went on to create like some magic,
Of course.
When I think about Kokiri, for example, like
Mhm.
Kokiri is still one of the biggest hits to ever come out of Nigeria.
Thank you.
What did when you were creating Kokiri, did you ever think that this song would blow this much? I mean, coupled with the Etigi dance, it was a movement. Like, did you ever think that, after Project Fame, like you're still fresh now. So
Yeah.
you now have a song as big as Kokiri.
That was 2 years after,
Even 2 years after, it's still fresh.
But I know the streets.
Yeah, but Kokiri was
Yeah,
major.
of course.
Was major.
It's still, it's a classic,
Yeah.
Still, what's your question now?
How did that song come about? And did you think it was going to be this big?
I didn't like it. If you go and listen again, you won't hear my name or anything. When I recorded that song, I had this "It's a tag."
Right.
I didn't put it on the song because I didn't like it.
Because it was not really you.
It wasn't my thing. It wasn't my style. It wasn't my thing.
You didn't like Kokiri.
I didn't like the song. It was a list of my faves. Yeah.
So how did you not feel when this song you didn't like became
I just learned that you don't control this thing.
Right. So you adjusted.
Yeah, I had to recalibrate stuff. There's nothing you can do about that.
So every time that you had to perform the song, was it always a thought back in your mind, like, we'll just perform it because this is the biggest song, but did you enjoy performing Kokiri?
Immediately the money started coming. Me they come on shit. We
I
outside. We
swear to
outside.
God. Hey,
We outside.
I love it. And your waist. Your
Yeah.
waist. Your waist was one of the songs that all the bad bitches were mentioned. If you were a bad bitch at that time and you're not mentioning that song, come
Mm-hmm.
out and be bad bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Your waist was that song.
Yeah.
It was immediately after Kokiri, right?
Of course.
Tell me about your waist. How did you guys produce your waist? How did it
Yo.
come about? Because there are too many parts of that song. I'm like, this is so creative.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys come about that song?
All right. So after Cookery, that was my first hit.
Mm-hmm.
There's pressure everywhere. There was pressure everywhere or more. People literally walk up to me and say, "Are you sure you can
Top down.
top this Cookery song?" So I was nervous. And we recorded Omoge, what's your flavor? Before Cookery.
Right.
But I was like, let's drop this one. And, we played it and they were like, it makes sense. So, but,
Never
for
enter.
follow up, man, we recorded and recorded all the songs. People didn't approve them. So we moved into a new house at African Lane. On African Lane, went there and we were trying to fix the house. One evening, D-Tunes was playing Cookery, was playing the loop.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to the loop. And I walked up to him. I was like, can you take this melody off? I took it off. We were left with the percussions only. I was like, with my mouth, I just said, can you do dum, 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 dum. The thing about me and D-Tunes is every time I make a sound,
He knows what to do.
he goes to the right sound, the right sound. The way I did it, you just find that right sound. And he put it. The next thing I called Bassi. I said, Bassi, come, just record your waist. Your waist. Bassi went, recorded. Our friends came in. The next thing, the babes came in. Before we knew what was happening, the whole house, everybody was your waist, your waist. I was, And I called Bassi to the side. I said, Bassi, this thing is going. Bassi said, Bassi started singing, Mbogeto, Mbogeto. I said, Bassi, go and record this guy. That was it.
Also, Bassi has a lot of vocals in the song.
Yeah, Bassi, yeah. All those sounds, the Adlibs, Mbogeto, all that is
Right.
Bassi.
So, We West was basically a group of friends having a good time at home and
Yeah, at
catching
home.
cruise.
Yeah, we didn't even, to be honest, we didn't even know that song we were looking for. We didn't know that was it that night. We had no clue. So the next day, Ubi was like, just copy him for me, copy him.
Mhm.
Before we know what happened, everybody that heard it was like, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it.
Mad.
Yeah.
With these songs under your belt, like Kokiri and Your Waist,
Mhm.
it came with a lot of female attention
Yeah.
that time. And that time,
Yeah.
you're not even helping matters. You're in the gym
Ah,
every other day. So all the girls, they
God.
cause problem. Was this sex appeal, was it intentional or, I mean, was it intentional?
No, at first, it was to look good in my outfits, to be honest. Because,
Right.
I started working out before I got to Project Fame.
Right.
So I started working out in Calabar.
Yeah, all the Calabar people, did they work out too?
Because for me, I think that's when we had TM Lewin shirts. And
Mm.
you needed broad shoulders because you
lift them.
folded, So you needed broad shoulders to fold and look
Mhm.
sharp. So I was like, man, we need to live this stuff. That was it. It was fitness. And then when I started hearing show promoters, they started putting it on their list, like 7:30 p.m. Iyanya takes off his shirt. I was like, okay, so this is business now. I can't get fat.
Ah.
I was like,
Oh, because you walked out.
yeah. So I was like, okay, so now, we've created a brand. I can't get fat.
So, but then again, it attracted a lot of females. Like that attention, what was it distracting?
Of course,
Um,
it was
were you always in a mess with the females?
kind of then, kind of. Yeah, I mean, obviously, because I was young,
Mm-hmm.
I was young, I got famous I was like 2021, 2021. I don't, the things I know now, I didn't know then, obviously. So
Right.
that's
Yeah.
why I had problems with all those.
But now
Yeah,
you're a gentleman.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. Um.
Yeah.
So Triple MG had a lot of potential, or has. Triple
Mhm.
MG is still existing.
I'm triple MG right now.
Yeah.
Why?
And you're also a co-owner of that label, right?
For life, we're a family, bro.
Yeah. Um. What was the original vision for Triple MG before things happened and you guys obviously got back
Everything
together?
we achieved was
Yeah.
the vision, was the dream,
Yeah.
was the goal. And everything we're still achieving till today. So it's pretty much how it's always been.
So like around 2019, I think you and Ubi
Yeah,
fell out.
yeah.
What was that falling out about, and how did you handle that phase? Because you guys were two peas in a pod, you both co-owned the label.
Mhm. It was what caused it?
I mean, what caused it? What?
Misunderstanding.
Right.
Misunderstanding. We did great things. We were both young.
Mm.
You know, Ubi is a very, very Ubi is very, very positive when it comes to making decisions. He doesn't think twice about making moves.
Mm-hmm.
Once he feels like this thing is going to work,
Yeah.
he wants
Full energy on it.
activation.
Yeah.
And I was not that kind of guy at the time. I'm just like, it's misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was not a fun moment for me, when we split, because when you and somebody start something together and then you guys split, you're going to feel it, obviously. And I went through the process, everything I had to go through. It was crazy. People will, like, it's almost like people were waiting for you guys to split, and then the minute you guys split, everybody's like, "Actually, I don't split now." You go, yeah, man. That kind of thing.
Wow.
So you learn brotherhood when things like that happen. Obviously,
Mm. But how did that split affect you personally? Because at the time,
yeah,
I think you were between labels,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. It was painful because family will always be family,
Yeah.
and I always say to people in this industry, if you're not in a place where people love you, the people love you. The same people are going to come for you later. Right now, if you guys are making money, yeah, it's cool. But if they don't love you, they're not going to forgive you,
Mm.
right? So it was a crazy period for me. I had to, you know, try my best to manage
Mm.
everybody that I
Right.
met at that period. Like,
Were there other people like spewing things, like telling you things that
of course,
caused?
of course, of course, people will come to me, they'll say,
Mm.
this and that, your guy, but the same people, you see them with Ubi the next week turning up, so
So
that used to make me wonder, like,
did you feel unsafe?
yeah, it's like, what's going on? The
Mm.
same people will come to you and say something bad about
Hmm.
your person, and then
Yeah.
you see the same people with the same person the next day. I guess that happened a lot, you know. That happened a whole lot.
So after that split, right?
Hmm.
You had to do the music by
Of
yourself.
course.
You had to. You would. You have to. You went to Maven at some point, right?
Yeah, I was Maven at
Yeah.
Temple.
And Temple, but it almost seemed like there was a downtime.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a downtime.
How 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 did you go through that phase? And also because of the trajectory that you had,
Hmm.
did you ever see yourself getting into that space where there'll be a downtime in your career?
You never see that. No. You
So
always think everything is gonna be rosy, but then it hits you. It was a crazy period, mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that. It was crazy because I and Ubi we started from nothing. And then we got to a point where we succeeded. When we had our differences, there were people who also felt like, oh, why you go do your guy like this? When Ubi met people, there were people saying to Ubi, why you
Yeah.
said so it was crazy. It was a crazy period. But mentally it was really bad for me. Because even when I started working with everybody, they had to sort me out mentally before we started work. Yeah.
What do you mean mentally? So I'm curious to know what's during this your hiatus and
Yeah.
downtime, right?
Yeah.
What kept you together mentally, right? Did people change towards you? Did they treat you
Of
differently?
course. Of course, people change. The thing about this industry is when you're not dropping music, people change.
Mm.
If you get into a fight with somebody or you disagree with
Mm-hmm.
somebody, the first thing they say is, "You ain't been the rain one time like that." So
People tell you to your face.
of course they'll tell you. Yeah, they'll tell you. But you see, the thing about a lot of people's, I can't count how many people looked me in the face and said it's over. Yeah,
Your guys.
yeah, like it's done for you. Like right then you know that not everybody celebrating and partying with you is your guy, because when you're going through that phase, it's the same people
Mm.
saying to you it's over because you guys had like a small fight. I had close people saying to me any small thing, everybody was like, I'm going to the blogs. you know
What were those fights about?
you know um let's say you're hanging with your guys, you're getting vulnerable, it's just being real with
Mm.
them. And then the thing about being vulnerable is you shouldn't be vulnerable to everyone. Do you understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What I learned is to go down on my knees and pray and then talk to the people who want to listen to me,
Mm.
the people who are willing to help me. But back
Mm.
then, it was when I was feeling some type of way, I'd
Mm.
call somebody
Mm-hmm.
that I thought had my back.
Right.
You understand? I'll be like, how far I get? Let's get outside the because
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking this is your dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll call you, and then somebody else will call you and say, I don't think you should hang with that person no more because I don't like how they talked behind your back and stuff like. And
Also,
this,
the thing when you tell this person, they will
hang
carry
will
and go.
hang, go cast you. Do you understand?
Mm.
Imagine saying stuff to your closest person
Mm-hmm.
and thinking that it's safe, and then somebody you're not even close to calls you to say,
Mm.
"Oh, God."
So
It was crazy.
you're back up now, right? And that's great. But we could come out. Let's be honest, right?
Mm,
There was a season where you would have thought that, is this me? Like, how did I get here? Right? I don't know, maybe money or just even just that thing where and it's such a harsh space, especially in
yes,
our
yes,
industry where if you're not popping,
yeah.
you're not relevant.
Of course, I had one of those seasons.
How did that make you feel as a human being?
That was crazy.
Because it's a bit of it's almost like rejection in a way because everybody wanted to be your guy, and all
Yeah,
of a
and then all
sudden
of a
it's like
sudden, nobody.
crickets.
I was depressed.
Mhm.
Sky you saying, mm-hmm.
We are getting there.
do, do you have eye drop? Let me just start crying.
Oh yeah, cry.
Eh? Yeah,
Cry, yeah, please, if you have to.
bro. Can you imagine? She say cry.
Yes, I promise you. Nigerians
Bro,
want to see this
let me
vulnerable
share.
part.
Let me share a story I've not shared before. So I was in court. Long story, back and forth. Everybody was calling me. How you gonna do this? I was in court for a long time. I didn't do shows. I couldn't do anything. When you stop doing shows, you now have to fall back on whatever you saved or your business or whatever.
Did you have
And
saving?
of course,
Okay.
but you know when you're popping, that inflow is different. The way you spend that kind of inflow is
Lifestyle.
different from the way you spend whatever you save.
Hmm.
So I felt it. Obviously, I got to the point where I was like, man, I need to start touring. I need to. That was such a crazy period for me. Now,
Mm.
guess what? 2 days after my last court case, COVID started. 2 days after my last court case, COVID started. I was in a hotel that my house was gone. My house was gone. So I was in this hotel. The girls were in a hotel. I was there for the longest. It got to one point I couldn't pay for the hotel bills
Mm-hmm.
anymore. The owner, such a, a great human being. I've never seen a human being, amazing human being like that. He allowed me stay there. His name is Alaba. He allowed me stay there for over a year. Because COVID literally caught up with me there. So
Right.
imagine not doing shows.
Not having
You've not
fast
toured for
inflow.
over a
Yeah.
year, no inflow, and you're in court for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, it's looking like the court case is finishing. Lockdown. I was in that hotel the whole COVID, the whole year.
Tell me about your thought process the entire year.
I almost committed suicide. The manager stopped me one time. All of that stuff, madness, bro.
Who stopped you?
His name is Promise.
How did they catch you trying to commit suicide?
He's just because the thing is, they have master keys and stuff. So
Right.
he was calling me and calling me and calling me. I wasn't picking. He just came in, just used the key. And when he opened the door, the first thing he did was take the sniper from my bedside.
So things had gotten so bad.
I mean, are you kidding me, bro?
I know. I'm just saying that I totally understand
Mm-hmm.
where you are. I'm
Yeah,
just saying that things had gotten so bad that you considered
of
taking it.
course. Because at that point everything was
But
it was back to back, from court to police station, from
mm,
police station to court. While that is happening, you're not making money. You can't come alive.
you didn't have friends or relationships that could just help you.
Those are the people who you know what happens. I'll be very honest, right? You know, if you're somebody who's been chilling, living, when you're going through a phase, right? Let's all admit it's not easy. That first stage is not easy to
Mm-hmm,
share
mm-hmm.
because you're still trying to say, I can get back up.
Yeah.
But then it's now 6 months, it's now 8 months. It's getting worse. I have some friends who looked for me and they came there. Boy, Dayma, Jubril. Somebody who really inspired me was Omini. Omini came to the hotel every day. It was Omini that would come and say, we need to. Meanwhile, Ubi had been sending people to come and talk to me and say, let's walk.
Mm-hmm.
When they come, I say,
Wow.
because I was still feeling like, no, no,
Were
I
you
was
angry?
struggling. Yeah, I was struggling with it. Ubi will send this one will come talk. I said, no. But Omini, obviously, was Ubi sending Omini, but
Mm-hmm.
Omini was consistent because Omini will come even when I am. In fact, if I lock the door, Omini will party upstairs. And here you start partying upstairs. When I wake up, you see your guy don't need any party just to make sure he sees me
Disclose.
that day. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was it.
So you went through a phase where no shows, nothing. When did the show start coming back?
The show started coming after the court case
Right.
because I couldn't do shows while I was
Right.
in court. I couldn't do anything while I was in court, obviously.
Mm.
And when the show started coming, it was when I and Alex, Alex Kusaya. Alex managed me for a while. And we started doing
Right.
shows then. But then when I and Ubi started working, we obviously that's when we started the like and everything
Mm.
just changed.
What made you? After the fight and everything,
Mm-hmm.
what made you confident to come back and say, Ubi, let's try this again? We've always been a good team,
Mm-hmm.
but what made you say, let's give it a shot again? What level of convincing would have done that?
I'll say love, man. Because what he did is show love by saying, "I know you're still born to it, but I don't care. I still got you." And that's what I had to reciprocate, obviously, and that has grown over time.
So yes, you've passed through fire.
Yeah,
You've
man. But
things have happened to
I
you.
was tough, man.
Yeah, but now you're back up. You have music that's in the airways,
Yeah,
like it's popping.
yeah.
What era would you call this? Like this phase that you're in now, what would you
Mm.
call it?
Yeah, I've never thought of that.
Mm.
Well, I say this is grown and sexy.
Mm.
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because I've learned a lot. You understand me? These
Hmm.
things have taught me a lot. I'm a better person today because of these things that I've been
Right.
through.
Right.
Um, I've had to, apologize to some people
For what?
because broken people break other people.
Mm.
Um, I admit that there were times I was selfish, obviously, because why won't you be selfish? Is your career, is your life, is you. But then now I've learned to manage people and expect them to do same. I've learned to just coexist. I've learned to understand. I've learned what brotherhood means, what
Hmm.
family means. Because permit every young artist to be selfish. Because you also need a little bit of that to succeed.
Right.
But then you also need people around you, people who love you enough to
Hmm.
call you aside and say, look, I think you should
Go this way.
go this way. This is not looking good.
Mm.
And that's what most young artists that act a certain way you don't like, that's what they don't have. They don't have a mentor,
Mm.
somebody they listen to and the person is giving them good advice. So I've literally had to, like myself and Mr. Idris of Temple,
Hmm.
I had to go there because Mr. Idris too was somebody that, he was there for me,
I feel like you sound more grounded now.
obviously.
What values do you think you picked up with things that you went through?
Treat people how you want them to treat you.
Let's talk about one side. One side is
Yeah,
like it's a success story, it's a comeback.
yeah,
One side re-announced Iyanya.
yeah.
How did you cook up one side?
Shout out to my team, obviously. Ubi goes around looking for these
Mm.
creatives. Once he finds them, he'll tell you it's time to work. So it was Ubi who found the guys, Rogelino,
Mm.
Prime, Sugar. We started working a
Mm.
long time ago. Then we reconnected. I was like, we need to work with these guys because they've been
Mm.
sending me stuff and I like their sound. And then we go into the studio and that's how the song came.
Was it part of you because of what had happened before that was scared that this might not be the song, or even just adjusting to using social media to push? Because I saw you guys were doing a lot of dance videos. I'm just like, I know the stress superstar. Oh,
Oh, bro.
this hustle, the hustle
See,
change.
bro, everything has changed.
Mm.
I'm not
You
lying
guys do
to you.
TikTok. Oh.
See, don't do now. No, don't do now. You're a big boy.
No,
Don't do.
I swear to God.
We dey watch you.
Wow.
Bro, yes, bro. It took a while though. It took a while
Mm.
because it's not like you don't want to do it, but then
Mm.
you need somebody to just say, bro, this thing no hard like that.
Mm.
So the guys are still doing that to today.
Yeah.
Like we have to do TikTok. We have to do for me. My own is once CEO sends me receipt say I don't pay this thing with the go show.
Mhm. That was it
That
before.
was it
Yeah.
before, but now it's not like that. So you
Yeah.
have to walk, you know, work with influencers, do all of that stuff now.
Yeah. What's the future for Iyanya and Made Men?
In God's hands, we're doing our best. We're working, we're collaborating, we're
Mm-hmm.
praying, we're connecting, we're doing everything that we used to do before, and we're still doing it. Shout out to Ubi, my CEO. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Basi, Omini, Bolu,
Mm.
Dami, Paps. everybody. I got a great team.
So the family is
Trust
back.
me. Oh yeah, I got a great team. Team in London. There's a whole lot of people that I
Mm-hmm.
have who make sure that I succeed. Deluso, Juan, I have family, man. And I believe that these days is more of teamwork, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
it
more
is.
of teamwork. If you
Yeah.
don't have a good team,
It's only as good as your team.
see, if your team is not working,
Hmm.
it will show. People will know that this guy's team is not working. So I have to give a big shout out to my team for holding it down.
I have a friend who said, stars only shine once, and if you can
Mm.
shine two times, you are a superstar.
Mm.
If you don't shine two times now,
Oh,
are you grateful, or
I'm
do you feel
grateful.
grateful for this?
I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful. Especially to my fans, because they won't let me rest anywhere I went. The whole time I didn't drop music, any and everywhere I went, fans would say to me, "Go back in the studio. We need more music." And that really encouraged me a lot because it's one thing not to drop music and people accept it. It's another to drop they don't. But I'm one of those guys who has people requesting for more songs every time, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to my team, obviously for the all the hard work that they put in. I'm also thankful to everybody that I offended that I had to go to and say, look, that phase has passed, and we're cool now. I'm really thankful to them.
Mm,
So I'm in a good space where I'm just manifesting nothing but God's blessings.
yeah, grown and sexy, right? This is what this era
Yeah.
is called. Yeah.
Yeah.
But get one question I want to ask you before
Go
now. I know
ahead.
ask him
Feel
earlier.
free.
You understand?
Bro, feel free.
They say grown men don't cry, but in your own time, your days you just cried?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. There were times.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are you kidding me, bro? Am I not a human being? There were times now. You cry, you dry your eyes. But let me tell you another thing I learned. All those things didn't come to destroy me. They came to make me stronger.
The current Inyanya now,
Mm.
right? If you're going to give an advice to an upcoming artist, or an artist who's in their prime,
Yeah.
you know, what would the advice be?
I'll say stay where there's love.
Right.
No matter how tough that love is. Even if it's off and on love,
Mm.
even if it's seasonal, however it comes, as long as you know it's love. We know where
Mm.
and people we know the people who love us genuinely.
Yeah.
You know who those people are? The
Mm.
ones who stick around when
Mm.
things go bad.
Mm.
But just make sure that if you're signing a deal anywhere, just be sure that they love you there.
Right.
Because that's what's gonna speak for you later. You're gonna offend them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You're gonna offend them.
Mm.
Surround yourself with love. Work hard, man.
Mm.
Improve your skills. Collaborate with great people like you, or even greater than you, and learn from them. Just live, man.
You've been active on social media lately, and I think the exes are coming back at you.
It's crazy.
Do you want to speak on the Yvonne Nelson brouhaha?
Bro, that stuff is just crazy. That stuff made me lose a relationship, almost lose a relationship.
Oh, like a current relationship.
Yeah.
Shit, Oleto,
You guys need to help me.
Hmm. Should we skip this question?
I'm not going to answer the question, but I'm just going to ask for help.
Which help? What kind of help?
The help I need is you people should help me to settle down. You're not helping me when you people are posting this, like Yvonne cheating, this. It's hard for me.
Mm.
It's hard for me because when you see like this book now, I was talking to one innocent girl. The girl she's not famous. Immediately that book came out, everything.
What? She ran away?
The girl, she's feeling like I'm on this guy. What have you changed? Are you sure you won't do me the same breakfast vibes?
No.
So you guys need to just pray for me.
I'm praying for
Pray
you.
for
You
my
know me, I'm a deacon.
relationships.
So I'll pray
That
for you.
God will help me to settle down.
Mm.
This, even if it's this year. That's what you people need to be praying. That's like you now,
No,
Temisan, you're spirit filled. That's something that you need to fast
no,
and
but my
pray and
spirit
say,
is telling me that
God,
you don't need to rush it. That God is working on you. It's
I
gent by
receive.
gente.
Eh.
Maybe in maybe 2025, 2026, we'll be hearing
Ah,
wedding
Baba,
bells.
no,
No,
don't
now
do
they don't rush the
that.
marriage. This new year, I like this.
No, do like
Okay,
that.
let us bring Holy Spirit. Let's bring it back.
Please, Holy Spirit,
2024.
please give us, even if it's 2024, please.
2024, Lord, Holy Spirit, work on him. You have to do it fast.
It's
Because
crazy.
the
It's
Holy Spirit likes
crazy.
to take it slow, but if you want fast,
It's harder for me because imagine, it's like, imagine we're not guys. You've not worked with me. I've not worked with you. We've never met. And then you just read that Yvonne's book.
I never read that. Now let me kind of try ask
Me, I
you
never
now.
read them too. So we did the same thing. Imagine say you just go read them. I should read and finish the next day. Your sister tell you say, the love of our life, they come.
And are you?
And I mean, what did
Was
we
it
do?
was it that bad? I need to go buy that book.
It's
Please, why
not,
should buy that book?
I don't know. I didn't read the book, but I'm just like, everybody just thinks I enjoy breaking people's heart. I just wake up and go, oh, that's a pretty girl. We should break her heart today.
Wow.
Really?
But that was the eye of the old now.
No. That was not. If you do your research, I never came out to say I was dating anybody. Go and do your research. Oh. I never ever came out to say I had anything to do with it. It was always the people coming out to say I broke their heart. But if you think about it, if I was not Iyanya, I'm not sure that it would be so loud. You didn't understand what I'm saying?
You know, you're on demand at the time.
But what's it? Baba, is it a demand at the time? It was obvious that I don't know if most of the people I dated, I don't know what they did that for. Because you know me, even if we break up, we don't have to be enemies.
Right.
So I still keep, in touch. Unless I'm in a relationship. If I'm not in a relationship, I'll still have fun now. Because you never know, it could work again, But, once I'm in a relationship, I lock up. But that has not been easy.
Don't worry. Things are going to get better. Yeah, hopefully your wife would catwalk into your life very soon.
I know she's probably watching now.
Yeah, so if you're watching right now, the missing rib that he's been looking for, please send us a message.
Don't send any messages. Just wait till you see me.
What if they never? Where they want to find?
She's not my wife.
No, what if somebody's in Calabar and God has placed in her heart?
No. I don't have a wife in Calabar.
Calabar people will be angry at this.
No, I don't. I didn't say I can't marry. I just said I don't have any waiting.
But you told me to tell the Holy Spirit to bring wife for you. Do you know what he's telling me now?
What is he telling me?
That he should go to his village. That's what he's telling me.
That I should go to my village?
Yes.
My village?
Yes.
And find wife?
Not
from
fine.
My village?
That once you get there, you see her.
No. That spirit is not holy.
Thank you for coming on the show. Please help us sign out.
Yo, listen, guys. Thank you so much, man. It was fun. Yo, T, I'm so proud of you. I pray for more life. I pray for more wins. And to the fans out there, thank you so much for supporting me since 2008 till today. It's been about you guys. Thank you to my CEO, Ubi. Shout out to the whole Mate Men family. JOL, Deluso, everybody who's been supportive of the guy sitting down right here. Thank you so much. I love you guys.